All right, so we are a couple weeks out from an election. We're in the grips of this election cycle, and I wanted to just make a few comments about investing, the economy during election cycles without getting too far down into politics. First, I think it's important, it is to me as an investor, I think it's very important that we remember that we are investing in quality companies. Companies whose earnings and dividends are hopefully growing, have been growing in the past. Companies who likely provide a service or a product that most people, most consumers either have to have or aren't willing to live without. Second, important thing I think to remember is to the best of our ability, we're being proactive in accounts. We're managing strategies. We're hiring managers to help with that process. Hopefully, we're managing some of that risk and volatility. I believe that we are. Third, many of you all as investors, especially if you're near retirement or in retirement, likely don't have all of your money invested in the stock market. Likely, some of your money is in cash, in short-term bonds, or other types of investments that might not be as subject to the market volatility in the short run during these type of election cycles. Next, regardless of what politicians say, what they promise to deliver if they're elected, likely most of those promises, as you all are probably well aware in your lifetime, are actually going to be kept or be able to be acted on. It's important to remember that they, on both sides, are in the process of trying to win votes. Again, there's going to be a lot said. There's going to be a lot of promises made, whether we agree with them or not. A lot of them will never come to fruition. Also, in the past, there has certainly been quite a bit of volatility around election times. Both up and down. It's obviously a time when companies, boards of directors, investors, shareholders are trying to figure out what's going on, what could happen, what maybe wouldn't happen. And so there's always going to be a lot of volatility during times like this. On the other hand, over longer periods of time of several years, say a 4-year presidential cycle, a 4-year term, there tends to be a whole lot less volatility around that, and things tend to even out, simmer down over longer periods of time. So while things may be volatile, it's not a reason to jump ship. In conclusion, I think it's just very important to remember, while there may be volatility in the markets, it's not a good reason. Election cycles, possible outcomes of elections are not a good reason, in our opinion, to give up a sound investment strategy, to give up on it. With that being said, it's also important to plan for short-term volatility. And I believe in our portfolios for our clients, we're taking to an account their individual situation. If they have cash needs, income needs in the short term of, say, less than 1 year or even 2 years, we're likely addressing that by holding short-term cash, by holding short-term bonds. But if there is any of those situations with our clients and you all have some of those that maybe we haven't talked about, then certainly there could be some modifications and some proactive things that we need to do in the portfolio. But short of that, if it's still money that we're trying to save to be able to retire someday, be able to try to have an income or any of those type of things, then we probably ought to stick with our sound investment strategy.